You can ask the recording from Cole if you want to see the previous session. Now, today, the topic is a little bit, how to say, interesting in the way that we are going to do analysis, but we are not going to do analysis like what we did for the pivot table, where pivot table require you to have historical data or a database in order for you to generate reports. But this round, we're going to use the feature called what if analysis. It's not a function or whatever. It's actually a feature that is built into Microsoft Excel. Many people do not use this feature at all because they do not know how, or do not know they exist, even some of them. So how it works is that I put in a simple elemental. If we take 1 plus 1 equal to 2, 1 plus 1 equal to 2, but I want my final answer to be 10. So I cannot be 1 plus 1 equal to 10. So it had to be 1 plus 9 equal to 10, or 2 plus 8 equal to 10. So how can I modify the variables between these two? And how do I know which is the best combination? So from here, this what if analysis will say, if my x is equal to 1, then my y must be 9. So remember we do the xy kind of algebra last time. Then x plus y equal to 10. If x is equal to 1, then y have to be 10, right? 9, right? So that kind of situation. Now I'm going to use a loan calculator as an example to start with. Then we'll go into some simple business model that we usually have. Now, the function that I'm going to use here is simplified. It's actually a very much simplified feature. So what I did was this loan. Now, when we take a loan amount, there are a lot of factors involved, like what is the purchase price, and what is your down payment, and blah, blah, blah. But I just simplify it to loan amount. This is the amount that we want to take from the whoever the people who lend us the money, right? So we want to borrow a 50,000 from the lender. So the interest rate is 3.5% per annum. 3.5% per annum. Now this is a per annum interest. Then the loan period is 4 years. We are going to pay in 4 years' time. So this one is an additional line that I put in here. The formula is, I'll take the, okay, let me see if I can. Okay, let me just start from here. Give me a second. I just want to make all of them wider a bit so that you can see the formula. So this one is actually 4 years. See, loan period, which is number of years, 4 years. You multiply by 12. So from there, I can get a month. Now, it's a very simple formula that we are using. So this 3 is actually a constant value. Okay, let me just color it blue. Color it blue. Whenever you see a blue color, that means this is a constant value. Let me find a striking blue. Okay, this one. So this blue. Whenever you see blue color, that means those blue color are actually a constant value. Okay, so this black color means there is a formula inside. Now, there's a formula also inside this particular formula here, this monthly installment. Okay, so let me make it a bit smaller. So how the formula works. So if I use this formula text, to show you the formula. So I'm using the function called PMT. PMT stands for payment. It's a financial function that in financial analysis. So PMT stands for payment. Usually payment function comes in negative. Payment you pay one you pay. So anything that's out from your pocket is a negative sign, right? So you pay. Therefore, I don't want my answer to appear as negative. So I put a negative PMT. So negative and negative will get positive. So that's why my answer here is a positive answer. Now, how it actually calculate this in the PMT, the first information that you need to tell them is what is your interest rate? Interest rate. So the interest rate is 3.5 per annum, but I am actually making a monthly installment. Okay, again, this formula that I'm writing here is a shortcut. There's another function that they use to calculate, but the answer is quite similar. So I decided not to show the complicated one. I just used 3.5. I divided by 12. divided by 12. So the answer, sorry, the answer for this is, if I press F9, is 0.002916667. So this is the interest rate you are going to charge per month to the borrower, right? To the borrower. So I'm going to undo that. Now, after I use the complicated formula to calculate, right, the answer is almost similar, at least, but it is not 66.7. It's 663 point something. So that's why it's 0.6. So there's very very minor difference between the two. So I just divide by 12 lah. And for layman understanding, we just divide by 12. So since you are paying a monthly installment and this is per annum, so we take this one divide by 12 lah. Right? So it's a simple understanding lah. Right. So here it says that rate is we take the 3.5 divided by 12 lah. So the next one is NPER. NPER stands for number of period. How many time are you planning to pay back? Okay. Now in this formula, you can configure it to be how many you want to pay, how many rounds you want to pay. But usually, you are not supposed to detect that. You will just take the number of years you multiply by 12 because 1 year, 12 months. Number of years that you want to pay, then you divide by, you multiply by 12. So then again, it's 48 lah. Now I could have just take this C6, but I decided to take C5 and multiply by 12. Okay, then followed by the next parameter here says PV. PV stands for the present value. Now, for those of you who have studied accounts before, you have heard of all these names before, rate lah, NPER, rate lah, IRR lah, internal rate of return lah. Then you have all those depreciation, all those kind of function. But anybody here studied? Anybody here studied financial analysis before? You will heard of all those terms, right? But we are not into that now. I just want to make the formula as complicated as possible only, right? So in this exercise, we are actually not going to be a banker after this, but I just want to tell you that based on that formula, the final figure that you need to pay if you take 50,000 loan, 3.5% per annum and 4 years, you're going to pay 1,117.80 cents. Okay, so if you want to further amortize it, that means you can see each month how much you are paying. Okay, then you will see how much it goes to the interest, how much will go to the principal. Amortization can be done in that way. However, like I said, we are not into that today. We are just talking about how much we are paying. So where does this what if analysis come about? Okay, so Ko, can I get you to play along with me, Aiko?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so Ko, you are the banker.
Okay.
You are the banker. So you tell me, Kelvin, if you borrow 50,000, 3.5% for 4 years, you have to pay 1,117.80 cents
Per month.
So
yes.
me as your customer will say, Go, I cannot afford lah. This is too much. This one per month, no, this is a lot. I can only afford 700 a month. Can you help me, Ako? So you're a banker, no? You are not the Along lah. You're the banker, so you have to follow by rules. So I tell you that I can only afford 700 a month. So what do you suggest to me?
Prolong the loan period.
Prolong the loan period. So me as a customer will ask you, Ako, how long do I have to pay? Then you will say save for long. It's not easy for you to answer this question. So you realize it's not easy to answer this question?
Yes.
So if I'm a customer who is very particular, must know exact one, then you're going to calculate until don't know when already. So our final figure that I want here is 700, right? And you tell me that you're going to change the loan period. Okay, cool. This is what we're going to do. We're going to click on this C9, we tell them data, what if analysis. Okay, can you see there is a what if analysis here?
Oh.
There's this feature. A lot of people don't even know they exist. Even they look at it, they actually just breeze through it. They won't look at it further. All right, so let's take a look at this. I go to my goal seek. Okay, I have a goal to achieve, correct? So it says that set cell C9 to the value. Now remember my budget is 700, correct? I want my final figure here to be 700. So
Okay.
by changing cell, so your suggestion was to prolong the loan period. Am I right?
Yeah.
So let's click OK. So now you can answer me already. Go. 6 point?
Wow. 6.68%.
Yes.
Sorry, 6.68 years.
6.68 years. So it's about
Yeah.
6.7, right? 6.7, that means 6 plus, which
Mm.
means you're going to pay in 80.2 months. Now there will be no 0.2 months. It's either you pay 80 months or 81 months.
Mm.
So if it's an 80 month, your last payment will be a lot more. If you say 81 month, your last payment is less.
Mm.
Usually the bank will go to 81. Why? Because they can charge you another 0.2 month interest.
Yeah.
So bank will normally do that. They will go as long as possible so that you pay more. That's all. So you see, my final figure, you meet my budget, and you tell me this is how much I'm paying. Sorry, how long I'm paying. 80 repayment.
Wow.
So do you notice that you don't even need to lay hand on your calculator, and the calculation is reversed for you using the what if analysis. Okay.
Cool.
Now, let's just say you have a customer like Kelvin me I say, ayo, so long Go, don't want so long. Just maintain 4 years Can help.
Maintain 4 years. Then we have to reduce the loan amount or interest rate, right?
So, what is your suggestion?
Maintain the number of years.
Yeah. So I heard you say that have to reduce the loan amount, right?
Yeah.
So then the customer will ask you, Kelvin will ask you, hey, Ko, if I pay 700 a month, how much loan can you offer?
Oh.
So what do you do? What if analysis again? Go to the goal seek. This time, you see, I change it back to 4 years already, Still 700, still 700 budget, by changing cell, loan amount. Right. So how much can you offer? Oh, sorry, what did I do? Oh, I pressed the wrong one. This one should be DC9. How much can you offer?
Let's see. Sale is C9.
So
Wow.
you're not
31,000.
so you can give me the exact value until 50 cents. I think if you were to use the calculator, you will punch for a very long time before you can get it. Okay, so this what if analysis can actually reverse the calculation for you, but the changing cell is only one. The changing cell is only one. Okay, so this is just to show you the power of that what if analysis. Right? So thank you, Call, for
Yeah,
being.
no problem.
Now, what happened in this situation is that you have to make a decision. What is it that you are changing? So this particular feature can be used for what? For your budgeting, for your forecasting, for your tender, or many more, right? So there are a lot of calculation. Now, this is just a very small calculation. But when you work on this, what even you must have a set of variable that you use to do the calculation and a formula that you perform the calculation. Then from there, you can play around with the variables. Okay, so what we did just now was we used the goal seek. It allows you to change only one variable. It's either the loan period or the loan amount. So that's just an example. Now I know you have a lot of questions. What if I want to know both? That one they don't have such thing. However, what they can have is they can build a two input table. So let's just say I still use core as my example. Core. Can you calculate for me? If I borrow 70,000, right? For 5 years, how much do I have to pay you? Now, since you are calculating, can you count also 80,000, 90,000, or 100,000? So and 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Oh,
Wow,
this
so
this
complicated.
customer, you have to go and you're going to calculate everything and then you write down, right? It's a lot of work. No, I think you take about maybe 15 minutes to come back to your customer. So your customer will be idle for 15 minutes. That is if you can complete everything by 15 minutes. Right. So this one, we're going to build a table. So we have sets of variable here. 2, 3, 4 until 12. All this is basically the year. That means this is the one that you're going to replace. So you're going to tell Excel, hey, take 2 years, put here, calculate for me. Take 3 years, put here, calculate for me. Take 4 years, calculate. 5 years. So you just replace one by one. All this number, you replace one by one into the cell C5. And then you have 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Each and every number here, the loan amount, you replace it in C3. So your boss, your customer was asking about this, right? And 7, 8, 9 years, right? Over here until this part here. And then he also want to know until here. So this darker gray area is the answer that you're supposed to provide to this customer. Okay, so just to give you some idea. So what is it that you're calculating here? The repayment. How much are you supposed to pay if 6 year 70,000? So how do you do that? You put a formula at this corner. So in order to calculate the repayment, you need a formula to be placed in here. Now, don't be so hardworking to write the whole PMT again. Just put equals to the calculation that you existingly have. Equal to the formula. We are looking for the monthly installment. So you just equal to the monthly installment. That's it. Then select all the variables at the top and on the left. Okay, so everyone look at my video. Look at my video. Up and down like this is called column or row?
Column.
You say column. How about the rest? Is this column or row? Column. This one, left and right.
Row.
Row, confirm. Don't mix up. Don't mix up. So this 30,000 to 150,000 is a column or row?
Column.
Column, confirm.
So what you have the data in the next line or what? Then you
No, here, this one.
I call it column more.
Column, confirm.
No, if you talk about the figure, that is row.
Okay, you are right at the first round. This is column. Column, you see the information is in the column. This information, is in the row.
Yes.
Okay, I just
basically
confuse you a bit just now. Purposely, no fun, no confusion, right? So let's come here. Then I will go to the what if analysis. I'm not going to use go seek anymore. I'm going to use data table. Now, why I'm so particular with the column and row? Because here they are asking for column and row. What is your row input? So this is my row. What is your column input? Right? This is my column. The rate is my row, right? So this one is my row. Okay, the one in blue, this one, this is my column. Understand? So the value inside the row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is representing what?
Yeah.
The loan period, right?
Yeah,
so
okay.
Row input. You are supposed to take 2, 3, 4, 5 one by one and place it inside C5. So your row input. So replace what? Replace in C5. Okay, so you go to this cell, you click on C5. So what about this column, 30,000 to 150,000? You are supposed to replace what? So click inside the column input. What do you press? You press C3. So you give them the destination to go. All this number, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 12, you give them a destination. You tell them, go to C5. Please, everybody go to C5. And this one, the column, 30, 40, 50. Go to the C3. Don't go to the wrong place. So when you click OK, they calculate it for you. Done already.
Wow.
Okay, so 70,000 just now. Okay, for 6 years. So how much are you paying? 1,079.
Wow, how much I pay my accountant every month just to do like that?
So if you are giving a loan, you want to be along, you can calculate that. All you need to do is just change the percentage here. It cannot be 3.5. Along is charging more than that.
Okay.
Okay. So now, let's just say I have a budget. I want to know what is the customer budget. So I put there customer budget. Right. Some are more say budget. Okay, never mind. We call it budget now. You heard before, right? Some are more, they will say it's budget. Okay. So what is the budget? Let's just say the budget is 1,000. Okay, 1,000 ringgit. So I want to know from this table now, if the budget is 1,000 ringgit, then which are the possibility that you will suggest to your customer? Now the budget, that means nothing more than 1,000, must be lower than 1,000. So you highlighted all this repayment. You go to your conditional formatting and say highlight cell rules less than what? Less than this 1,000 here. So by doing that, immediately you will know which are the area that you can support your customer already. So you ask your client, okay, how many years do you wish to pay back? If let's say 8 years. 8 years, you will get around 80,000. Immediately you will know, right? Because this is below their budget. So if they say, no, I need 100,000, in that case, you have to pay in the range of 10 years. You take 10 years for you to pay with that budget that you have. Okay, so this table, you prepare in just less than a minute. You print it out. Now you give to the client. So Cole will print it out and give to Kelvin. Nah, main jauh-jauh. Pergi main jauh-jauh. So given already, you just go and see yourself. What is the best combination you want? Is it 7 years or is it 8 years or is it 9 years for how much loan you want to take? So the secondary part will be whether you are eligible for it or not. That's all. But at first glance, the customer must know what they want, how much they want, okay, and how long they are willing to pay back. Then the second round will be whether they are entitled or not. So if they don't entitle, then we have to reduce the loan. So the bank will calculate the risk based on the portfolio that you have. Then they will just reduce your loan and reduce the year and so on. Right. So this is what the bankers are normally doing. So if you say I buy a house of a few 100,000, so they'll calculate your portfolio already, whether you are entitled or whether you will be having a higher risk and so on. So those they will calculate your risk. Okay, so this is what.
Sorry, Kevin, your top
Yes.
right, top left corner, right, the 117.8, right, the what that? This one you key in or is computed in that one?
There is a formula. You point it to the formula that you want to use for calculation.
Okay. All right.
So if you don't want it to be seen, right? If you don't want it to be seen, then you color it white. Nobody know lah, but there is a formula inside there. Because if there's a number there, it create confusion.
Yep.
Why is there a 1117 there, right? You'll be asking. So just turn it to white. Nobody will see, nobody will ask.
But is there any way to change the number to never mind, it's okay. Go ahead.
What you want? Switch to what?
No, continue. I just answered it.
It's either you change the font to white or you change the cell to black. You still don't see, right? Or you can go and format it further, right? That means you go into this format. Okay, you tell them that under this custom here, you will just put 3 commas, comma. So it's not going to show you anything. Right? Okay, so nothing there, just a comma. Just put comma. That's all. It won't show you much like you just put a comma because you didn't tell them to show the value, so they are not showing any value. Just comma. Okay, so unless you say, okay, don't want lah, show the number lah, right? So just change it back to number, you see the number, but color it black. Sorry, color it white. And conceal.
Yeah, that will be better.
Now that's secondary lah. It's up to you how you want it to be done. Okay, Cole, you were asking the question, is it a what do you call that, a formula? Now, it's not a formula, it's a feature that is inside Excel. So do you like it so far?
Yeah, very good.
Okay, now
can I ask one question, sir?
Yes, Ivy.
Yeah, if let's say customers say, I want to earlier settle my loan, any formula can put into same I mean,
No, that one is a lot of financial function already. So that function will come under this category. So you have to prepare an amortization first. From the amortization, then you will see how much they are willing to pledge to settle early, right? And then they will calculate the whatever balance, whatever they call it, the settlement of that. Because the bank will still want to earn the interest from you. So the interest that you settle early also will be calculated in. Then only you will know what is your final settlement amount. You pay early, actually you are at the losing end one. No? You only feel that you have financial freedom, but then you actually paid off with the interest actually. So that's why they said always manage your loan. Manage your loan in the sense that something that you can afford and looks good in your financial portfolio. That means your interest show that you owe money and you pay. So next time you want to borrow again, easy to get. If you keep on paying off, then they will have suspicion. That's how the financial world works.
But how
Now,
because usually our housing loan is after 5 years, right? We can settle no penalty.
I don't know what is the formula for that. So I don't know what is
it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Thank you.
Because every bank they calculate differently. They have their
Correct.
actuaries to calculate for you.
Okay.
If you take the same loan from one bank Hong Leong and one bank Citibank, you will notice that the way they calculate is different. It's not the same. Every bank they have their own calculation, but they are using based on the same BLR, the bank negara guideline. But whatever promotion they give you can be cheaper, can be more. So depending on whether you know how to go and shop around. If you calculate, like if you know how to calculate, you say, oh, I want to settle earlier. Although I take 30 years loan, but I want to settle in 10 years. So you yourself know, don't tell the bank. If like that, the bank don't want to do your business. Seriously, you tell the bank, I want to take 30 years, but I plan to settle in 10 years. The bank said, no, sorry, we don't do.
For this case, normally they have two accounts. One is the loan account, one is the current account.
Yes,
Then
that one is
year
flexi
end,
loan.
they'll settle it. Because I don't think they got table for you to do the early settlement because it's variable.
But normally housing loan itself, you can pay up your base lending rates itself. I mean base lending rates itself there first, then you cut
Yes.
off the interest already.
Okay, so you were saying like the current account and also your loan account, right? That one is to facilitate their banking facility, so that you can keep your money in the current account. So when the time comes, they just take the money from your current account.
No, the one is for the flexi home loan. So they put in there. If I know that at the year end, right, they consolidate, so they can settle it. Like something I will say you can
They
have
will ask you
early settlement.
They will ask you whether you want or not.
No.
Because if your funding is enough, you can actually cover the loan. They will just ask you, do you want to settle it? Because
when you're almost zero, the time they ask you whether it's settled or not.
Yes, almost zero. But then if you have not enough, they will not ask you.
Yeah, maybe
And,
they'll charge you more interest.
when you put in the money into the current account, right, and you have your loan account, basically whatever money that is inside the current account can use to suppress the interest one,
Yeah.
Can suppress the interest
is
amount.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I always put my current account as a minimum amount. Just let
Yeah.
them put.
So the current account, not the current account, the flexi home loan, they have one current account. It depends which current account. It's
So
not the normal current account.
for me, if let's say my payment is like 1,000 a month, if I got extra money, I'll pay 3,000 or 4,000. So extra. So without realizing that you're actually paying extra, after a few years, you notice that the amount that you pay extra can actually supersede the loan already. Then they will just settle it for you. So it's like you're paying faster lah. Then I also realized I did my own personal calculation. The money extra that I put in managed to suppress the interest a little bit, so that the bank actually don't earn so much already. They suppress that. But the bank can use your money for rolling. You don't earn much from the interest in the account. So I don't know whether it's earning or is a loss lah. But then somehow I think it helped a bit in reducing my loan interest.
The one is something a temporary account. The current account is something a temporary account.
Yes. Well, depends lah. I'm not so good in finance lah, so I do not know what kind of impact it will have lah. I don't have the understanding to study for it also. Maybe I have to ask those people who are in the FCP, those financial certified planner, those kind of thing. They might know lah. Okay. But by the way, in our course today, in our session today, this is just one of these to introduce the what if analysis. I don't want you to get me wrong that when I say what if analysis, immediately you think of loan. No, don't do that. Now, I give you another example. So in this example, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reintroduce the calculation. Now, I'm going to do what I'm good at. This is training course, training program. So for training program, let's just say I want to run a promotion. So this is a one-day program, and I'm selling at 1,008 per person. It's a public program for anyone from anywhere around the world. They can come, and I have two registered participants. So in together for this particular program itself, I already have 3,600 collected. Okay, this is the money I've collected for the program. Now I'm going to do this program, and I want to give my audience, my participant, the best learning experience they will ever have. So I'm going to do it in a hotel. Okay. Now, when I say best learning experience, it doesn't mean that it's going to be what AI lah, this kind of thing. But we pampered our customer with the place they stay. We pampered with the hotel environment and this kind of thing lah. So hotel, one day I'm using the room for one day, and it's cost me 1,500. I'm just making up story now. So this 1,500 include a butler to take care of our room. They'll fill up all the whatever cookies lah, everything. They will give you a barista to make coffee for you with a heart shape and so on. They will give you everything. So 1,500 per day. The whole day you can drink coffee, no problem. Tea as well. Then you are given one night stay for this particular program. So it's a 600 value room. 600 value in value like the room. So it's quite big, 600 per room. It's not the best. I know those expensive one can come out to a few thousand, but this one is 600 per room. So I got two people registered, all in 1,200. Okay. Then I'm going to hire a facilitator to help me. For example, I say, Ko, you free? Come and help me. I'm going to pay Ko 1,200 for that one day. That kind of thing. All right. So Ko will be the one that is going to help me arrange all the thing, for the activity and so on. So he will be doing the timekeeper lah, score lah. So he is the one that doing. I'll be running the show. He will be doing all the work. So I only need one person, so 1,200. Right? I think this is too cheap lah to pay Ko, but just for story sake only lah. Then cost material is 700 for each person. So altogether 1,400. So everyone who come for this training will be taking back a tablet with them. A tablet worth about 400-500, China made one lah. So they are using that tablet to do their research during class, and they can take it back. They don't have to return. They can take it back. So this is something that they will memorable for them lah. Oh, where did you get this tablet? Oh, we attend the class. Or you get this. Wow, this kind of thing. So it's like you got your company name done behind the tablet. Anyway, so all in 5,300. because the formula says sum up this one. Okay, now this income 3006 is 1008 times 2. Okay, very simple. And there are some formula here. This formula is 600 times 2. This one is just equal to this. Now for the cost material, it's the same. 700 times 2, 1004. So they are all linked up using formula, right? So now, what is my margin? My margin is 1007. Now, not 1007, but negative 1007 is loss. It's not income. It's not earn. It's actually a loss. Okay, you don't make money, but you lose money because you only have 2 people. So, in order for us to make a decision for the class, when we want to know how many people I should have in order to confirm the class. So what I will do is I want to know where is my break-even point in this business. In this particular promotion, where's my break-even point? So how many people I should get? Now you're not going to keep on typing the number to find your break-even. So what you do is you can put in all your variables here. So again, up and down means column variables. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 until 15. These numbers are referring to the number of participants. Okay, I only want to test how many participants, so I only have one variable. Then if I have only one set of variable, I can have multiple formula. So you look here, I got 3006, 5003, and 1007, negative 1007. All this is coming from where? It's coming from the formula, right? Coming from the formula here and coming from the margin. So because I only have one set of variable, then I can have multiple formula. As opposed to the earlier one, I have 2 sets of variable. I got no place for more than one formula. So there's only one formula here. There's only one formula here. I put at the corners more. But this one, I can put the formula for each column. Now, this title here is just for display only. For display, it's not part of the what if analysis. So I just want to tell you that this column G is income, column H is cost, column I is margin. So how you do this is you highlight all the formula with all the variables selected. So now they are going to take this formula, replace the one inside and calculate. Okay, they take this formula, replace the one, calculate, replace and calculate. So they will calculate all the way until 15 participants. So let's do that again. Under data, what if analysis, data table. So they are asking for row input, but I don't have any variables for row. I only have column input. So I click column input. You can ignore the row input. Just go to the column input. So this column 1 to 15 is basically a number that you replace D for. Correct. Number of participants. So when I click OK, I want you guys to unmute and tell me how many participants I should have to break even. How many participants I should have to break even?
6.
6 only, right?
6.
As long as there are 6 registration, the class is confirmed. So if I can get more than 6, anything else after number 6 is my profit. The more I get, the higher my profit is going to be for that 1-day training. Do you follow what I'm trying to do here? So if you are a business owner, right, you also want to know how to provide something like a target for your salespeople to sell. How many you have to sell in order to bring back? If you are going to do promotion, for that particular promotion, you must ensure how many you need to be sold in order to cover up your promotional costing, your marketing dollar. Then only whatever you sell later, that will become your entire profit really. Because you already cover your costs. Anything else is already profit. Questions, anyone?
Kevin.
Yeah.
At G3, H3, and I3, right? You didn't put any formula, right? You just put equal to D something something or
Yeah, equal to D6 lah. This is the formula inside. Ma.
equal to D6.
And D6 is a formula. Ma.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now, unless I'm very hardworking lah, I click this one. I say, oh, this one is equal to this one multiply with this one. So it's a formula, right? Same. So sorry, I'm being lazy lah. So what I do is I just put there equal to this one, because D6 also have the same formula.
Okay. Okay.
So a bit lazy lah. Now I don't want to do this one sum again. So this one is sum of D11 to D15. So I just point to that guy lah. That guy will do the work for me lah.
Okay, got it.
And all these are calculated based on what? So if I take 6, I will replace it here. They will calculate 1008 times 6 is equal to how much? 10,008. Because I got 6 participants, my total cost come up to 10,005. So when I take my income minus my cost, I earn 300. So let's see whether correct or not. I put 6. So 10,008, 10,500. So I earn 300. And so your original calculation, you try not to change them, but you can view this table immediately.
The what if can drill down all the way, the formula all the way back to the last digit.
Yeah, quite far. You just have to prepare what are the variables. And the good news is, if you are not selling in one, you're not selling in 1 or 2, you're selling in 10. So 20. So you can do change you change your variables. So now you see how much you are earning. If let's say for this particular convention, you are actually running a convention. This convention, you have 150 people registered. So this is how much you are earning for that one-day convention. If you're selling the ticket at 1,008, you have 150 people sign up for your convention. The ticket sold at 1,008, right? 150 people sign up. In total, you collected 270,000. But in reality, after paying off all the costs, you only earn 72,000. But 72,000 for a one-day event is good money, Not bad, right? This is something like someone 2-3 months or maybe 4 months salary. So it's all up to you. You just put in the number. So in this case, I play with small number lah. I'm running a small little Excel class only ma. So I cannot expect 150 people lah, right? So just put in a small one.
Not with one facilitator, definitely you cannot.
One facilitator here. 150.
Oh, that.
Okay, so of course when we run the business, we don't expect to like give the target to my staff and say, oh, 6 people, 6 people. No, we want to make sure that we are able to earn a minimum margin. So let's just say I want to earn minimum one day for one class like this. I want to earn 2,000. So that means I must have a target of 10 people per class. Then it's worthwhile to run the class. If I have 2,000 profit per session.
Kelvin.
Yes, Mike.
Can you show me again just now the difference of your formula between this table and the other table?
No, there's no formula. Which formula?
The what I mean
the top part.
The what if the column that you highlight compared to the previous one.
I highlight all the formula with all the variables on the left.
Okay.
So this is column variable row in. This is column input
This one is only column no rows. Okay.
No row. When we are only testing one set of variable. That means you can either put on the row or your column. In this example, I put in column.
Okay.
Then I put 3 formulas at the top. I got 3 formula here lah.
All right. Can you go to the what if? Let's see what you type.
I didn't type anything. I just tell them skip the row, column. I just point it to what? So this 1, 2, 3, 4 until 15 is what? Is the number of participant, ma? So click the D4.
So column input shell D4.
Yes. You
Number of
use your
people,
mouse to click.
number of people. Okay.
Use your mouse to click. You must make sure it's $D $4.
Okay.
Don't just put there D4 because
Okay.
if they go down,
Absolute cell.
then this one
Absolute cell. All right. Okay. Click OK. Is it?
Yeah, that's all.
Whole thing will come out. Wow, so fast.
You
So
don't have
only
to.
one. But the other table to show 2 row and column the condition, right? Row and column.
This one.
This one, row and column.
Yeah, this one is row variable, and this is column variable. So because you have 2 variables here, that means you can only have one spot for your formula. This one, only one corner spot here.
Okay, you put in the relative cell. Okay, all right.
So you put at the corner here where the 2 variable meet lah. Okay, but when you have only one variable, you can have multiple formula.
Okay. So this is based on number of people. That's why you highlight the participants. The other one is based on 2 terms. All right.
I also have another table here which is 2 variable one.
I see. Yeah, the other just now you use the PMT, the formula. Is it Excel use that one to compute for loan PMT? Is it the only one? Only formula?
To calculate what? Sorry?
Calculate the loan, amortization.
No,
amortization.
you can use the calculation. You can use the calculator method. You can use the calculator method. The calculator method is equals to, you put a bracket, right? You tell them this one multiply with this one, then you multiply with 4 years. So when you multiply like this calculation here, this is your interest, the total interest that you pay. Then you have to plus with the principal, close bracket, and you divide by the 48. Isn't it?
So this,
you use calculator lah.
So this formula is monthly basis, assuming this interest is calculated on monthly basis.
Yes, and this formula, why is the number different? Why is the number different? Any idea?
The yearly one is the monthly.
This one is monthly, both also monthly.
This monthly.
But the one is yearly, the new one, the yearly.
This one. This is not yearly.
1187.
Huh?
1187, the interest calculated yearly. The 1187 interest calculated yearly. The 1117 interest calculated monthly.
Okay.
Right?
Monthly.
Actually, no. If you calculated this one, you take this, you actually charge 3.5%, right? 4 times.
Yeah.
50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 4 times, because 4 years,
Yeah.
But if you look at this PMT formula, it's actually a reducing balance. After you paid off the first year, your amount loan is no longer 50,000. So the 3.5% is charged to the balance.
Oh,
And the third year, the 4th year.
The one is a yearly basic. The reducing balance is yearly basic, not money.
Not monthly, yearly.
Oh.
So this one is a bit more because you are charging the 50,000 4 times 3.5.
Flat lah, there was something like flat rate.
Flat.
What happens if you want to calculate for monthly reducing method?
Don't have. You have to understand what the reducing balance is all about. Don't have.
So
this one you won't be able to see what is the reducing balance because it's like iteration. There's a lot of iteration that you have to calculate back, then iterate again, iterate again. So they until they get something like that.
I thought there's a formula for it. No.
No, there's no formula for it. I mean, if you're talking about we write the formula, don't have. But function wise is called PMT.
Okay.
Premium month and what you call PM month, then T is the
No. PMT stands for payment.
You sure?
Yeah, PMT stands for payment.
the enrichment on all the commas, right? P is your not like your premium itself monthly, then T is your tenor, how many years it's out there.
No,
Looks-
no,
looks-
that's not the case.
That's
Okay,
not the
if I come down here, financial, right, under PMT, you try to read and see if you can see. It says there, calculate the payment for a loan. So it's actually payment. So if I put PPMT, is to calculate the principal of the investment. So these are all the formula that you use, right? PV stands for present value. Return the present value. So PV is the present value.
So how you know what to fill in for after each comma and stuff is free?
Sorry, again?
How you know what to fill in for each comma and stuff? For PMT, right? Your first one, how do you know that is actually your monthly percentage, I mean interest that you're paying for, then
Oh, I define one. This one I say one, 3.5% per annum.
no,
I'm
but the
the-
arrangement, then
the arrangement of the formula.
yeah,
There is down here. What?
yeah lah, but
There's,
how you know
there's a
first
parameter one, rate,
Rate.
interest, payment, FV, type.
that's
You just
actually
follow the parameter. The sequence is given to you already.
like there's 5, but here only you're using 3 only.
I use 3 because I don't want to put in the future value, of your asset, and let's just say you pledge lah. Okay. From my understanding, if this is a loan that you are paying, the FV actually stands for your how to say taingat? You want to pledge something, collateral. So if I want to buy this house, I say I put my Rolex inside the bank. Okay, I put it there. My Rolex is 40 over 1,000. So I just pledge it there lah. If I don't pay, your Rolex is yours lah. That kind of thing. So it's like the future value that I hold on to it is the 40,000. Now, this purpose of the future value is to reduce your, if I'm not mistaken, is the loan amount that you use to charge the interest. So if I'm taking 100,000, the 100,000 will be charged for 3.5%. But if I got a collateral, they don't take the full 100,000. So the bank will evaluate my Rolex. They say you say 40,000, but I say 20,000. So they minus 20,000. So you put it there. I think so. That watch belongs to them temporarily for the next 4 years. If I'm paying 4 years. Right. So once I finish already, I can take back my watch. So it's like I'm putting in the collateral for this lah. So if I default my payment, then the watch is theirs already. So they have like 20,000 in hand now. 20,000 in hand, something like that lah. Then the last one is the type. Type is whether you pay at the beginning of the period or you pay at the end of the period. Usually, all of us here, I believe, unless there's somebody here very supernatural person, you will pay your loan at the end of the period. Example, you bought a car at 50,000. Okay, so the bank dispersed the money to the car dealer. Then the car dealer will call you, hey, Kelvin, your car is ready for collection. The bank released the money already. So you go and take the car. Where do you go? Where's the first place you go? Petrol station. Got no petrol on the car. Where's the second place you go? Do you go to the bank and pay your first installment?
No.
Of course, no. You will wait until end of the month. At midnight, then only press enter, you pay. You transfer the money. you wait for the last minute to pay. So that means the bank can do a full loan tenure, charge the interest for that month. So if you say you pay at the beginning, right, that means they won't be able to charge full for this month, but they will charge that at the last payment. They will still earn the same amount of interest, but they will charge you at the last payment. So if you do every beginning of the month, that means your last payment, the payment value will be higher. But if you fully paid your interest for that month, then your last payment will be very little. I don't know whether you actually have that opportunity to check that out or not. But if you do, right, then you let me know if I'm wrong. So that is the story I read from a banker. So the banker tell me all this. So I was very curious how this PMT works. So the only place I can ask is the banker, how they actually calculate. Some banker don't know. I have to go another level people to ask. So this is what they explained to me. So you don't have to actually put any collateral. Bank won't accept it anyway. We are not alone. You say we don't accept collateral. Either we approve or you don't approve. So there's no such thing as collateral, unless it's a business loan. So you pledge your project to get the loan. Okay. So if you have a project in hand, agreement which is like worth 2 million, I can pledge that to the bank to borrow money for your project. Okay. So if anything goes wrong, you don't pay, then the project belongs to the bank. The bank can actually dilute everything and make sure that they get back their money. That's all. Okay.
So, Kevin, for the daily interest of the bank, we can calculate ourselves, is it, using this formula?
Daily interest, then you have to use this function called IPMT. IPMT, where's the I?
IP.
IPMT. This IPMT is the interest portion of your loan. The interest portion. So this is where you do the amortization. This is how much your PMT. This is your PPMT. This is your IPMT. So if you take the IPMT and PPMT, add together, is your PMT.
Sound a bit complicated because they say that daily interest is better if you pay
this
the
one
house.
is this one. You say daily interest, then you have to divide by 365, no?
365.
This one is monthly, so you divide by 12. So it depends on your calculation, whether it's a daily or monthly interest. You just divide 365. Okay. Okay, I think you guys need to go for a financial class. You're asking the wrong person. I am in no position to tell you about finance. What am I doing? What am I explaining to you about finance? Okay, cool. Let's carry on with this a little bit more. Now, assuming you say that you want to earn 2,000 for this particular session, right? Then let's just say, let's play a role player. Okay, you are the salesperson. You are the salesperson. I'm your customer. Okay. I want to ask you. So you come to me and ask, hey, our original price is so and so. Now we are selling at 1,008, and this cost is going to be We're going to do in the hotel. Oh wow, so good. We can actually go holiday and at the same time learn something. Good. I'm going to send 15 people to you, Ko. I'm interested. I want to register. I'm sending 15 people to you. Are you happy?
Yes.
Very happy, right? Now, but do you think I will pay you 1,008 per person for 15 people?
You're going to ask for discount, is it?
Exactly. I'm going to ask you for discount. So, Ko, how much discount can you give me? I send sekali goes 15 people.
Okay. I need to calculate.
So, what we do is we build this table. We get 1 to 15. We have the pricing start from 1,003, 1,004, 1,005 until 1,009. So what you really worry about is when you give the discount, you worry that it will go and calculate it and then you realize that it's a loss. Correct? You want to make sure when you give the discount, you don't lose money. Correct? So what you want to calculate here is what is your margin? What will be your margin if you sell at 1,005, 1,004, 1,003? So this formula will be margin. You point it to the margin. You want to know what are the margin for different pricing and different number of participants. So you just directly equal to that margin. Just like how you directly equals to the loan amount here, the monthly installment. Now you directly go to the margin. So you're going to highlight all the variable on top and the variable on the left.
What if and
We do the same thing lah. What if analysis, data table. So the row input cell,
row
which is the 1003,
column.
1004, 1005, that will go to D3. Everybody agree?
row is
Okay.
These are fee, the training fee. So come here.
Right.
This is 1 to 15, the participant. So column input will be D4. So when I click OK, ta-da, they calculate already. So when you see red color, don't go near.
Wow.
I say, cool. May I ask you again, how much can you offer? I'm sending 15 people.
15. Your
So-
break-even point is about 1,500.
Ah,
I think the most you can get is 1,600.
1,600. So you are giving me 1,600. Okay, so you are earning 1,008. Okay, so you have to answer to your boss. Your boss want to earn 2,000.
Oh, okay.
Caught you there. You forgot your boss say must earn 2,000 a day. So you potong gaji lah 200.
I see. So the
Now
most
the
you-
number looks good, 15 people, but you actually make the same margin. Okay, so actually not much discount to look at, but what you can do is you call your boss, Kelvin asked for discount. So call up Mike. This Kelvin very stingy. He asked for discount. 1,003 can. He asked. So by looking at this table, 1,003 is impossible, right? I don't think you did to make the commitment to sell at 1,003. So you pass you pass the trouble to Mike. So Mike will do what? Mike will go to the costing here and say, okay lah, since this Kelvin so stingy, we don't give him a butler, those coffee machine lah, this kind of thing. So you renegotiate with the hotel and come back to the hotel come back to you and say, okay lah, we minus out all those things, 1,000 only. Okay? And we don't give them such a big room, we give them a smaller room, 400. So we will give them, instead of a 10-inch tablet, we reduce it to 7-inch tablet. So that will be only 500. So, Mr. Ko, 1,003, can?
Can.
So, do you notice this what-if analysis can really just give you the answer immediately? Number don't lie on, and then you don't have the time to go and calculate with your calculator.
Yeah.
Is there already?
Especially you have all the figure for the different costs, right?
Yeah. So you see the important part of all this what-if analysis is actually your calculation. If your calculation is as simple, just plus minus multiply, also can. Doesn't have to be something like PMT. No, you can use this to do your work as well. But I just purposely make it complicated only one. Right. So that PMT is for another course lah. We are not talking about financial thing lah. So here I just want to tell you that there are variety of formula that you write, and you can use this variety here to do your cost analysis. So for those of you who work with tender lah, budget lah, and so on, this is where you can do it for your cost analysis. What is the best combination so that you can bid for the tender? The best number to give. So you calculate lah, Then you just test with different variable to get your best margin ever.
Yeah, now I know what to use for my leasing already.
You just have to come up with the set of calculation, and then from there you use this to do the testing. That's all.
Yeah.
Right? So, Cole, look like you have a business ready, right?
Yes.
1,003 PO in, done. So because of that, because of these changes here, right? The costing, you managed to get the deal. Thanks to Mike. Mike actually calculated it and say, oh, okay, you got it. So what you do is you can go to the what if analysis, go to the scenario manager, the third item in that I'm introducing now. You can add a scenario, Scenario is like a case study lah. This is one case study lah. So you can put the name. It can be anything one because nobody is reading it one. Right? So you put that stingy Kelvin. Right? Then you put that 1,300. Stingy Kelvin 1,300. So the changing cell is C11 to C14, which is this 4 cell. Okay. So now they record down this value. You click OK. So when you actually have a case study here called stingy Kelvin 1,300, this number will appear. Okay, so I'm going to click add. Now I will put here original costing. Original costing. Still C11 to C14. Okay. Then I change this back to 1,005. I change this back to 600. Now this one I didn't change. Call, you see, I sayang you. I didn't reduce your fee.
Good.
This one 700. 700. Okay. So I have two scenario already. Two scenario. So when I go out and I meet another customer, I just click the original costing. So in case I go and look for Nicholas never bargain one. Then I just show like that. Normal.
I can think of a lot of ways to use this already.
So if I go and look for Carissa, Carissa said, you can do better lah. Call Carissa, ask for discount like Matt, like that, like Kelvin, and that. So stingy one. Okay, never mind. We go to scenario. We wait for her to open her mouth to tell us how much she want. She opened her mouth and said 1,005. Okay lah, no problem lah. Immediately you sign the PO, you give it to me because you are going to give her this. You don't have to tell her how much you earn, right? The moment she said 1,005, okay, deal. Wow, she caught by surprise already. Then she will say what? Yeah, I should have asked for 1,004, right? So she didn't try hard enough to bargain. That's why she have to pay 1,005. So when you have this in place, this could be like a hotel A, hotel B, a hotel C, different kind of hotel. Then you can get different margin when you go for different level of hotel. Okay, compared to like all those 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, 3-star hotel, of course your margin will be bigger if you go for 3-star hotel. The experience is different.
Your packages big conference room, small conference room, medium conference room size.
Yeah, so you can actually have many scenarios, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go back to the original and then choose one of them and click show. That's all. Always refer back to the original, then you click the other one and show.
Very useful.
So this is what we use what if analysis to help us make decision in business. But we don't show our client this one. Don't show our client. This is for your own costing. Don't show to your client. So you go to the computer, you pretend like you're crunching something. Actually, you are just looking at this only. Like maybe you want to change the scenario, that's it, and then you can immediately give an answer. Okay, so this is the 3 feature that I want to discuss with you in this what if analysis. Thank you so much. Again, I overshot again. So sorry. Every week or so I overshot.
No, I think it's very good sharing, and we learned a lot today. Yeah, by the way, I got one question to ask.
Yeah.
For the scenario that is called scenario manager, right? It can be used for other purpose. Doesn't mean that it have to be what if scenario, right?
Can you have to select the value to change manually. It cannot be a formula. Your changing cell cannot be a formula.
Okay. Because I can use this scenario manager to become a variable input for a certain reporting or chat purpose, right?
When you say variables, that means all those numbers are numbers that you key in.
Yes.
Then okay, it has to be a constant value. It cannot be a formula.
Okay. That's good. Because okay. I can set a different scenario like okay for first quarter this is a percentage for a certain formula, and quarter 2 is a different percentage for a formula.
Very good. You got the idea immediately. Yeah, you can use that for.
Oh, so it's some kind of like a bomb that they use to calculate something, right?
It's so much so it's actually a feature that to keep a set of variable for you.
Okay.
So this is a set of variable, right?
Yes.
You can have the second set, the third set, or you can highlight this. You can highlight this and say this one is low income, high income, those kind of thing. You can do that. You can have many what. All these are numbers that you key in one ma.
Yes.
Normally last time I used tabs bottom there,
Mm.
scenario 1 tab, scenario 2 tab, scenario 3 tabs.
Ah, yes. Kind of thing.
Yeah. So we can save all those variable number as a scenario
Inside
and
there,
keep it there.
yes.
Yeah, inside there.
Okay, so maybe just to add on to all of you, if you're willing to stay, you can do this lah. Okay, for those of you who are programmer, then you know what to do lah. You can automate this by using macro. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to record a simple macro lah. I say record a macro. So I call this one as case 1. I put there case 1. Right now the name cannot have space. Case 1. So case number 1. I click OK. Then I go to data, what if analysis, scenario manager, original, then I just click show and close. So that's my first macro. So I stop it. I stop the recording. Right? So I'm going to draw a button. Draw this button. Okay. So I call this one as case number 1. Or maybe I call this one original. Original. Okay, so this is my button. So I make a few of this. If I have a few item lah. So maybe this second one I'll call it discount. Discount. So I only have one macro at the moment. So I go to my macro. I just copycat lah. Copy and paste lah. Copy and paste. So I call this one case number 2. Case number 2. But my scenario here is called stingy Kelvin lah. STINGY Kelvin 1300. So that's the scenario that I have just now. Right? If you put your scenario name very long, then you must remember how to spell it. Okay, so close it. So I'm going to right click this original, assign a macro to the case number 1. So this one, I assign it to case number 2.
I see what you mean.
Click. No need to go to that button there to press it, just click here. So you set it up on top there. You got how many scenario, right? Just click, and that's it. So you got one original. You can click there, reset. You name the button reset. That's the original. Every time you click, then everything come back to normal. Then only you click a new scenario.
Can the scenario become a pull-down menu?
No, not that I know of. Maybe there is, but no.
Okay.
As far as I know, I don't know. Cannot. Don't know. They help.
Just created another tab.
This is good enough, right? Then remember, when it's a macro, you cannot save as .xlsx. You have to save it as a macro, binary, or enable macro. Okay, so if there's a macro recorded in the file, only these two formats can support macro. This macro, XLSX don't support. Okay, so sorry again.
Enabling macro very dangerous.
Yeah, you put binary. But they will still ask you, depending on your security that you set. They will still ask you. It will be disabled until you enable. Right. For example, this one I done already, right? I save save. Okay, I close this file. When I reopen it, the one with the binary, I will click it. They will disable one. Okay, until you agree to use it. So this setting, I think you know where to find. Is inside the security setting, trust center, under the macro trust center, macro setting. Yeah, here. This is the one that controls it. Yep. Disable macro with notification.
Then only one.
But I don't know how secure is this. The hacker will definitely know how to go in. So yeah, unless you enable the macro button, now useless.
But binary
So-
and macro is the same thing as well, right?
Sorry,
Is binary and macro the same thing?
cannot hear. Sorry.
No, is binary and macro the same thing?
It's the same thing. Same thing. Both support macro. Our argument here is, will the feature be the same or not? Yes, both will be the same. It's the same as XLSX also. The only difference is they both support macro. That's all. Right. And if you are using Power Query, no, not Power Query. If you are using Power BI, Power BI only support XLSX. So if you save it as binary, you cannot even load it into your Power BI. They don't allow. If you are using Power BI, Power BI only XLSX. Okay. So that's beyond our topic today, huh? But just to let you know that what if analysis, this is what I'm using it for.
Very good. Very good sharing.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. 2 hours.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Yeah. Thanks, thanks, Kevin, for the great sharing today. I think most of us will know how to calculate the loan amount and the installment.
The one is just a guideline only lah. It's not the accurate value lah.
Yeah, but it's a very good example on how we actually think about how does the formula actually work, how does the formula actually will actually help us in our real life scenario where we're making a calculation, right? Just like how you learn the probability and the how to say that, the combination. You actually use the example by using the 4D, right? By using 4D number. Yeah, that's the way to quickly remember and learn it.
You can
Yeah.
pass the formula, let me know.
Kelvin, we just have to download one file only, isn't it? What if analysis, am I right?
Yeah, that's the only file.
Only one file download.
Yeah.
You found the TTT folder, right?
Yeah, only one file download. No need to download the whole folder. Okay, thank you.
No, not the whole folder, just one file.
Just one file. Thank you, everyone. There's a feedback form actually placed in the chat window. Feel free to share your feedback to us. All right. Thank you very much. And good night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Hey, Noel, you managed to flashback or what?
Yeah, managed to get back in time. I saw the last 15 minutes. It's okay. She looks very, how do you say, alert. Definitely, she wants more than just porridge and soup.